Wano might end up becoming my favorite One Piece arc. The way this arc is set up is flawless, and it ties into one of the things I love about One Piece the most: its world building and its sense of mystery. Personally, I always found samurai culture and anime intriguing, and I love how One Piece is using this aspect now. Now, how do you guys think Wano will end? In my personal opinion, Wano might be similar to Marineford, and what makes Wano even better is the Reverie arc right before it. It raises so many questions as to what's gonna end up happening, and the fact is that the questions didn't even start from Wano. They start from as early as Fishman Island. Not even, they start from as early as Skypiea if you think about it. One of the big questions is Joy Boy and his return, or what his apology meant, because we know this is the era where he'll make his return or something similar to that. As shown in Wano, we saw Roger reach Laugh-Tale and learn the secrets of the world that the world government has been trying to hide forever. It raises so many questions like what happened in the Void Century, why was the world government created, and who is Emu, what did the elders mean by which light do you want erased. And as we saw, Emu sat on the throne which is only intended for the king of the world, the one who rules over everything. So just what exactly is Emu, and how long has Emu been alive? And an even bigger question rises: why was Shanks meeting with the five elders? And who is this certain pirate he wanted to speak about? One Piece's mystery factor is one of the best in any manga I've read or any anime I've watched. Oda confirmed that Shanks will finally begin to make his move again, so this is where things actually get interesting. Just where does Shanks' alliance lie? Now, one of the major players like Blackbeard, what does he plan to do? We know Blackbeard is fully aware of what's going on right now, and knowing Blackbeard, he always has a plan. So what exactly will the outcome be? And what is he planning? Because believe it or not, Blackbeard is a major piece in this arc, because he will eventually need to get the road poneglyph. I assume Blackbeard is going to make his move in the very end, and he will somehow get to Wano. This will be interesting because we can assume that all four emperors will be there, and in my opinion, at least one of them will end up dead. The government doesn't intervene in Wano's affairs since it's an independent country, so this could possibly become a war between pirates and samurai. As for the emperors, I can only presume the ones who will end up dead will be Kaido and maybe, just maybe Shanks. Hear me out. We know Shanks has been weakened because of his lost arm, and as dumb as Blackbeard acts, he might be even more cunning and manipulative than any other character in the series. If anything, he might end up being the one to kill Shanks. This arc surrounds so much mystery, and all of our potential questions might be answered. Another major part in this arc is Oden's journal, where he documented all of his travels, even the one to Laugh-Tale, and Kaido's daughter Yamato is now in possession of it. Now, this journal is a major thing in this arc, and what's to come next, because if Oden has documented how to get to Laugh-Tale, or any information concerning the Void Century or the people of D, then the story is going to progress in that manner. We now see that Law has finally taken an interest into the name and the will of D, and he wants to know what it signifies, and now Robin is willing to help him. As of this recording, chapter 1000 has been released, and I'll give my brief review on it in a minute, but the way Wano ends is what's going to tell us exactly how the story flows. We know Shanks is about to make his move, confirmed by Oda, so it's all up to interpretation to see what side he's on and who that certain pirate is. My theory is that he's either talking about Blackbeard or Rocks D. Zebek. Now, the reason I think it's Blackbeard is because Shanks has acknowledged Blackbeard to be a danger to everyone around him, to be someone who won't stop until he's reached the top. And does that sound like anyone? Rocks D. Zebek. Rocks was someone who wanted to be king of the world, and he was a danger to the entire world, where his existence was erased from world history. I say this might be what Shanks wanted to talk about, and in all honesty, Shanks might not be who we thought him to be. He might end up being the final antagonist, but that's really a stretch. All I can say right now is to change your expectations on Shanks from what we saw in Reverie. He might not be the man we think. Now on to chapter 1000 and how this whole arc might conclude. All I can say is chapter 1000 definitely wasn't what fans were expecting. Now the chapter wasn't necessarily bad, but it wasn't what fans were expecting. It was a simple chapter, progressing the story and giving us hints on what's to come next. Ace was there, and Oden's journal was given to Momonosuke, and chances are he might give it to the Straw Hats or at least tell them the contents of it. And now this is basically just a foreshadow for the next arc. We can assume that Robin and Law are reading the road poneglyph right now, so now that that's out of the way, let's discuss the Kaido and Big Mom problem. We know that Luffy has gotten a grasp of the advanced armament haki, where you can destroy someone from the inside, negating any physical durability they have. And Zoro has gotten Enma, which was the blade that Odin used to almost kill Kaido. Now these are the two things that are literally built to defeat Kaido. But the thing is, neither Zoro or Luffy have these mastered. And we have to remember, Kaido is a Yonko, a former member of Rox's crew, someone who has terrorized Wano for 20 years, and he's now in alliance with Big Mom. Even with that punch Luffy landed, he's nowhere near Kaido's level, and I'm hoping Oda doesn't make an ass. I hate to admit it, but I can see one coming. And with Big Mom there, this situation gets even more difficult. So I see Wano ending in these potential ways. Shanks shows up and assists in defeating Kaido and Big Mom. At the very end, or a little after Shanks shows up, Blackbeard makes his move. Blackbeard now shows up because he needs the road poneglyph. Now, Blackbeard is a strategist, so there are two routes I believe he'll end up taking. Route 1, he intervenes in the fight to try and get Kaido's or Big Mom's devil fruit. Route 2, he waits until they all kill each other off, steals the road poneglyph, and makes his escape. Now I can see Blackbeard definitely taking route number 2 with a few tweaks. I wouldn't be surprised if he somehow planned for at least 2 Yonko to die in this battle, and him making a grand entrance and escape within the span of a mere 5 minutes. Why? Because that's how he does things. And now, for what I think will be revealed at the end of this arc is the meaning of D, any hint on who Imu might be, what the elders meant by erasing a light, more information about rocks, and what Shanks talked to the elders about. 5 years ago, Oda said the One Piece story has at least 10 years left, so we can expect maybe 2 or 3 more sagas after Wano. Since Wano might be the final arc in the Four Emperors saga, if executed the right way, Wano will become a top 3 One Piece arc. Not that it already isn't. Alright, but what do you guys think will happen? Do you guys think the arc will conclude along the lines of what I think? Comment on your thoughts and have an awesome day, guys.